What's up, family? It's another beautiful day. Giving thanks and praises. Listen, on this video here that I'm going to show you guys, I've been watching a lot of people that had out of body experiences, and all I'm saying is all of them are saying the same thing. They're all saying the same thing, whether black, white, Chinese, or Puerto Rican. They're all saying the same thing. When they go to the other side, they see all their family and friends come to welcome them home back on the other side. Like I said before, whether they're black, white, Chinese, or Puerto Rican, they all are saying the same thing. When they die or they got the out-of-body experience, they're all seeing all their family and friends come to welcome them. And they're all saying the same to be don't die. We have they're all saying that coming to earth, a lot of spirits don't want to come to earth because it's too rough. It's too hard to come here. So a lot of spirits don't want to come here. So if you come here, that means you're very, very good. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that they say that means we should not have no hatred for nobody, for no person, because like I said before, the whites, the blacks, Chinese, all are saying the same thing. With the out-of-body experience, you see all their ancestors, all their family, even if you want to call him Jesus, came to welcome him, and they got to show you the life review of what you did on earth, the good and the bad. And like I said before, they're saying when you do stuff to hurt people, you will feel the hurt yourself when they show you the video of your preview of your life. So when you do bad, they show you the bad you do. When you do good, they show you the good. Like I said before, they all are saying the same thing. So family, what I'm trying to say is this here, look. In the meantime, I mean, you still can't be stupid because they still got some very ignorant, I don't, well, they have some very uninformed people on earth that think that this is it and they want to either try to kill you or do you harm. So those people have to avoid. But if you know what they know, you'll try to be as loving and as kind as possible because, like I said, when you pass on, you see your life review of what you did on earth. When you hurt people, you will feel the hurt that you give that person. When you do good, you'll feel the goodness in yourself that you did that person. So, folks, and give you a clip of this man talking about his preview of his life. Because he had a out of body experience. Hang on, folks. Hang on.
Took his hands in hers, and she walked them back to the table, and they sat down from each other. She held his hands the entire time, and she started talking to him. And my guide said, these are called orientation counselors. What they do is they help people remember where they're from. Because a lot of times when we come into a lifetime, we forget where we're from. In fact, I've only met a handful of people that ever had any memory about where we're really from. Because we're not from Earth. None of us are actually from here. Because this isn't our home. We're only here temporarily. So that's what these orientation counselors do. They help people remember that you just finished a lifetime, you passed, and now you're back on the other side. Well, my guide said to watch him. So I was watching him, and this orientation counselor, she was talking to him, but I was too far away to hear what she was saying. But he was just simply being told that you finished your life, you had a good, productive life, now you're back home again, you're back on the other side. And all of a sudden, he began to change from an elderly man into a young man in his early 30s. And I don't know, I never thought to ask, why are we in our 30s? I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with anything about Jesus when he died, if he was in his 30s. I have no idea why. But we're all in our 30s on the other side. So as she was talking to him, he began to change back to who he really, and he walked into what I call the gardens. I don't know if that's what people on the other side call it, but that's what it looked like to me. He walked into these gardens, and it was the greenest grass I had ever seen, and flowers and trees and plants. It was absolutely gorgeous. The most perfect manicured garden I had ever seen, kind of like what you see in England. It looked like that. And there were all these people there. And what was happening was all these people, he knew all these people that had passed before him. Family, friends, parents, grandparents, uncles, everybody was there to greet him. And my guide said, everybody has a reunion. Well, it's what still blows my mind to this day is when I was in that building, the orientation center, all those tables, they didn't have computers on them. There were no papers, there were no computers, there was just so I don't understand how they knew who's coming through. But they do. Somehow those people, those counselors know who's coming through and when. Because somebody told all these people that this gentleman was coming through, his lifetime was about to finish, and he's going to be coming home again. So they're all waiting for them. And that happens for all of us. Every time we pass, all the people that have crossed before us, and all the people that we knew on the other side, they're all waiting for us when we get there. And everybody was clapping and applauding and hugging this man and saying what a great job he did. And what I found out is that the reason that's a big deal is because coming to Earth is a huge deal. This planet is one of the hardest of all the different planets. And when we come here, we all know we're going to go through very difficult challenges. We've all gone through hard times. It's almost like every one of us faces our own Mount Everest. We all have these mountains we have to climb in life. And there are many, many souls, from what my guide told me, who don't want to come here because it is so hard. There's just a lot of things that we have to go through while we're here. And all these people were there to reunite with him and to tell him what a great job he did and that he's back. And all of us will have that extraordinary reunion when we finish our lives. Well, that was the orientation building. And then what happened next is that my guide Alan took me to all these different places on the other side. It was only a small area. I don't know where I was. I don't know what they call it, but he took me to a place that it was kind of like being on a college campus where they have all these different buildings. And one building is your psychology building, this building is your history building, this building might be your science building. Everything's in one general area. That's kind of what it felt like, that I was in this area where all these different things are going on. And wherever he took me, it was really, really busy. There were people everywhere. So what he did is he took me to the outside of these different buildings. And then he took me to the inside. And he wanted me to be able to describe to people what I was seeing. So that's how then everything from here starts unfolding on this journey.
I just love the idea of the reading a lot of our viewers, and I mean anyone who worries about this kind of stuff, because I mean that's grief. It's you miss people and you worry you won't see them again, and then this incredible revelation is that you will. And I'm just curious, you mentioned that you heard Alan's voice on your left ear. Did you see him ever?
You know what, Lauren? I never actually looked. I never turned around. And I wish I would have, but I just didn't. The thing was that during the entire this whole journey he took me on, I didn't even know that I had died. The first thing when I was first standing in that building, when I first got there, my very first thought was, "Oh my God! I had no idea the hospital was this big." And I had no idea. So he's taking me to all these different places, and on the other side, they actually have form, just like we do. There are buildings there, and the buildings that I saw, they're so large. We have nothing on Earth that compares to the size of these buildings. So the first one he takes me to is this huge, long building. Again, kind of like a marble, beautiful building. This all rectangular building with marble columns all along the outside. So he takes me to the inside, and he takes me to a room that is a round room. It was like a round theater. And on top of me, or on the ceiling, were all these movie screens. And there must have been like 15 or 20 of these, and they were all in a circle. And he said to me, my guide said, "This is the life review." And the second he said that, every one of these screens lit up. And what they were showing, it was like watching a movie of my life. at a different time at a different age. Like one of them had me as a little child. One of them had me going to kindergarten for the first day. Another one had me playing soccer. All these different screens were playing parts of my life. And my guide said we all have a life review. And the reason for that is we want to see if we accomplished what we came here to accomplish. Because none of us come here by accident. And I'll explain more of that in just a couple of minutes, but nobody here is an accident. Well, what's interesting about the life review is that as you're watching these different screens, you can feel how your behavior affected somebody else. And there was an incident that they were playing where there was a kid named Troy who was in our elementary school, and he had something wrong with his legs, and he had to walk with crutches. I think it was cerebral palsy or MS, something like that. And he fell one day in the playground. So I ran over to him, helped pick him up, helped him get his crutches back on. And I never thought anything about that. Like it was just anybody would do that. It's no big deal. Well, when I was watching the life review, I could feel how that action made him feel. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. So it shows you the good things that you did, so you know you had an impact with people's lives. But it also shows you anything you may have done that hurt somebody. Because nobody gets away with anything in God's mind. So if you hurt somebody, you actually have to feel how your actions made them feel. And so the life review is the best teacher for the soul.
Okay, folks.
Because if there's a soul,
to see the whole thing, because it's kind of long. To see the whole thing, go here and watch the whole thing. To see the whole thing, folks, go here. Go here and watch the whole thing, folks, because it's kind of long. Go to YouTube.
And what's so interesting is that
put this here in and watch the whole thing, folks. Because you see, it's that long.
Is to learn.
It's that long, folks.
On the other side,
all right,
we can still learn. There are libraries, there are...
Okay, family, you got a message. So, like I said before, whether you're black, Chinese, Indian, Puerto Rican, or white, is a life review. So, in the meantime, just try to understand that what you do on earth will affect you when you leave here. Will affect you when you leave here. So don't get caught up with those white bullshit. People are racist. Just leave it alone and do the best you can do in the meantime while you're here. Because this is not the end. It's not the beginning and it's not the end. Life goes on after here. So for the best of my knowledge and my research, like I said before, I've been watching a whole bunch of these here, and they're all saying the same thing. We don't die. We live on and on and on. And there's a life review when you leave here. So do the best you possibly can. Do the best. Don't be stupid now. Don't be stupid now. Do the best you possibly can. And be as kind and as loving and caring and giving as possible. Folks, I'm out here. Much love. Share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Be kind and loving. Don't be judgmental. No criticizing. Just be loving. Peace out. Lots of love.